What's up, guys? Got another UFC video here today on the UFC 209 card, Woodley versus Thompson 2. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to be talking about the FS1 Prelims in this video. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. First fight on FS1 Prelims is Mark Gutierrez versus Daniel Spitz. Two heavyweights. Gutierrez, good British kickboxer, good striker, a lot of power. Then we got Daniel Spitz here, who has some submissions in his record. He's only 5-0. Good grappling though, good grappling. Let's go ahead and check out his page. They also, talk about his striking here. His striking is pretty good also. Very long for the weight class, but as you can see, he has lots of submission skills, a lot of submission wins, 4 first-round finishes. And he trains at a camp in which they do a lot of wrestling and whatnot, a lot of grappling. I think it was that Sick Jitsu camp or whatever over there at that gym. So the way to beat Gutierrez here is pretty much take him down and tap him out. Seems like this guy has problems on the ground. His grappling doesn't look to be too good at all. He's only good on the feet. So I expect Daniel Spitz here to mix it up. He even talks about it here in the where is it? Right here, thoughts on his opponent. Says he has no ground game and tries to land a big overhand right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he already knows about Gutierrez and his power and his striking. So like I said, Spitz is going to want to go to his ground game, and he should be a lot better on the ground. He's going to probably strike a little bit on the feet, try to avoid the big punch, and then close the distance for that takedown, and then just beat up Gutierrez on the ground and then work for a submission. So I see Spitz here getting a early finish, not first round, but I think probably second round submission. I think he's going to tap him out. Of course, Gutierrez could land that big punch early in the first round, but I think Spitz here will keep him at length with this reach, and because he's 6'7" tall, so yeah, and then he should be able to outstrike him a little bit and then go for that takedown. So like I said, Gutierrez's grappling's not too good. His last fight, he got tapped out by Ledette, who, he actually does have some ground skills, but he's more known for his boxing. So, that's kind of embarrassing, getting tapped out by someone who's primarily a boxer. So, yeah, I expect Spitz here to come out with that takedown and, come out on top of that submission win. So, I'll go ahead and pick Spitz by a second round submission. Next fight, Contra, the veteran, versus Luke Sanders. It's going to be at 135. Yeah, I really like Sanders in this fight, guys. Alcantara's a vet. He's good on the ground, good stand-up also, but he's getting older. His last fight, he looked good, but that's because he fought Brad Pickett, and he was able to catch him cleanly. And we already know Brad Pickett just, he hasn't been looking too good recently at all. So, I mean, that's probably why he got that win. And you see his last loss to Jimmy Rivera, who I think is a little bit similar to Luke Sanders, man, because Rivera has really good striking and he has good wrestling. Sanders here has a really good striking. He has good power in that left hand. He's very athletic, and he also has some wrestling, but he looks to me like he likes keeping it on the feet, try to get that knockout with his left hand. So I see it being a similar fight to the Rivera fight. So I see Luke Sanders coming out on top, guys. I don't see Alcantara taking out this up-and-comer right here. Sanders still undefeated also, 11-0. I think Sanders is going to be a lot quicker on the feet, and as you can see, his output is pretty big. 7 strikes landed per minute. Well, 7 significant strikes landed per minute. So, I expect him to do damage, quick and early. So, I think Sanders here will probably outstrike Alcantara if he can. Maybe he'll go for a takedown, beat him up on the ground and whatnot, similar to Rivera. But yeah, I see Sanders winning this fight. I don't know if I see him getting that finish though, but I mean, he has good power in those punches. So let's go ahead and just say I want to say Sanders by decision here. So yeah, go ahead and stick to that, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Sanders by decision. Alright, so next fight here, we got Mirsad Bektic versus Darren Elkins. Bektic's just a beast, man. This guy has fast hands, good boxing, good wrestling. He's really well rounded. I don't know why no one's really showing this guy much love. He hasn't fought, I think in a bit. I think that's why. Alright, here we go. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Internet was lagging, disconnecting and whatnot. Anyways, like I'm saying, Bektik, this guy's a beast. No one has really been talking about him because he hasn't been too active, as you guys can see here. Did have that first round finish against Russell Doan, but as you can see, he's not really fighting any big names. He needs some big names. He's at 145. You know, he's a beast. Finally, he gets Darren Elkins, who he isn't a huge name, but he's probably the biggest name he's probably ever fought. Yep, he is. So besides Chas Skelly, but that was in 2014. So, you know, he needs a bigger name fight, so he get his name out there. But Bektik's a beast, like I said. Good stand up, good wrestling. He really likes taking people down and just smashing them, or he'll just stand up with you and finish you on the feet. Also, man. We already know about Darren Elkins. This guy's a grinder. Goes out there looking for the takedown. Very, very aggressive with the takedown game. Just beats you up on the ground. Like I said, he's just a grinder. Hasn't done much besides just kind of doing that. His stand-up's been getting a little bit better, but I mean, against Bektik here, I mean, if you look at the odds, look at that. You see that? That's negative 650 for Mirsad Bektik, man. I'm telling you, this guy's a fucking beast. So yeah, I don't really see Elkins winning this fight here, but I mean, if he maybe actually grinds out, you know, Bektik for 2 rounds, could get the win, but I just don't see it happening. Bektik's a really good wrestler. It's hard to outgrind Darren Elkins, but I think Bektik is gonna put those hands on him and he's gonna hurt him, and he's probably gonna get that finish, guys. So I like Bektik in this fight. I just expect him to outclass him everywhere. I expect him to stay on the feet, keep the fight on the feet, land some big shots, hurt him, finish him. So I'm picking Bektik by I'm gonna go ahead and say 3rd round knockout, guys. 3rd round knockout. I think it's gonna be a late finish, but yeah, I think Bektik's gonna put a beating on his ass. So Bektik, 3rd round knockout. All right, now for the next fight and the featured fight on the FS1 Prelims, we got 2 heavyweights again. We got Marcin Tybura and Luis Henrique. Go ahead and open up their pages real quick, give you guys a little bit of info on them. Okay, here we go. So here's Tybura, submissions and ground and pound. He's also a pretty good striker himself. Had that big knockout win against Victor Pesta. He lost against Timothy Johnson, but that was a very close fight. Some people thought he won. Henrique, toughness, grappling, technique, and well-rounded. This guy's very young for a heavyweight, only 23 years old. He's going to have a lot of time to improve. He's on a 2-fight win streak, 2 submission wins, so obviously his grappling has been winning him his fights. His takedown game, primarily, as you can see in his last fight, he had 6 takedowns. That's a lot of takedowns against Christian Colombo, who's a multi-striker, and against Dmitry Smolyakov, who actually is a decent wrestler. He still was able to take him down because that fool was all gassed. Primarily Smolyakov is a Greco-Roman wrestler with knockout power, though. So pretty much this guy's beating kind of like some no-name guys. Tybura, Tybura's a beast, man. This guy had that 2nd round knockout, fucking head kick on Victor Pesta, man. That shit was nasty. But yeah, I think Tybura here just a little bit too good for Henrique. I expect his takedown defense to hold up. I don't think Henrique is going to be able to hold him up against the cage easily at all. I think Tybura is going to be a little bit too strong. Also, like I said, Tybura is a good grappler also. Besides being a striker, he has good submissions, so he could attack with some sort of submission. But, I think if it stays on the feet, I think all day Tybura is going to get that win. But, it is heavyweight, you never know. Henrique lands a big shot, maybe finishes him. But I think Tybura is pretty durable, and on the feet, I think he should have no problem smashing Henrique. And I expect him to keep it on the feet because, like I said, I don't think Henrique is going to be able to hold this guy down. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Tybura here, guys, to win this fight. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish him, though. What if he is able to hold him down? Then, maybe it could go to decision. But, you know what? I'm probably going to say here that Tybura gets a 3rd round knockout. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that, guys. So Tybura, 3rd round knockout. Alright, guys, so to recap real quick here on my picks. Alright, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Internet was disconnecting. Anyways, to recap, I got Daniel Spitz here to get the win. I think it's going to be a 2nd round submission. Yeah. So Spitz, second round submission. Luke Sanders, Luke Sanders by decision. Bektik, third round knockout. And Tybura, third round knockout. So that's it for my picks on the FS1 prelims. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I'll be making the video on the main card. So stay tuned, guys. Subscribe if you want to see more videos on my UFC picks. I make these videos every time there's a UFC card. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.